Howdy all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Oh man, I saw that they are getting ready to start streaming Alpha 17. Oh, you said I was thirsty. Sorry, I thought you said hungry. So probably maybe won't be too many more episodes of old 16 here. Just kind of exciting. I don't know what that's going to mean for my gaming group. I suppose we'll have to swap over. Alright, I think when we left off I was, yes, working on making a new mini bike since my other mini bike died. Okay, seat. So I need battery, tires, engine, and basket, and all of those things are found in the world, not made. So I guess we'll have to attempt some nighttime hunting for parts here. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty dark. Can I turn the brightness up? I can't remember. I don't think you can. Oh, you can right here. Gamma. Let's burn this up a little bit. I don't. I forget how. I forget how dark it gets when you turn it into a video. Oh, let's see. Problem is I've scavenged down through here. I'm not seeing much in the way of tires. There's a tire. Nope. I need tires. I also should have went north, not west. It's okay, we can turn north from here. What do we get? Ooh, that's not very good. I think I want better than 140s. We need some good tires. I need some speed on my mini bike. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what. I like a good campy horror movie, and so I'm a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. I like Friday the 13th, stuff like that. And so I saw a thing about best horror movies on Netflix, and so I was looking over their list and thought, hey, I haven't seen some of these. I should check them out. And that says it's unlocked. And so while I was on there, what do we get? An 8. Ooh, that's terrible. It's getting worse. And so, of course, once you select something, then it has suggestions for you. And so I was suggested this movie called The Girl in the Photographs, I think it was called. And I saw it was by Wes Craven, right? Wes Craven, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, this should be alright. Oh, it was horribly boring. I don't even understand the point of it. It was, oh man, those are terrible. It was bad. It wasn't remotely scary. The the killer parts had almost nothing to do with the movie until the very end. Uh, it wasn't even. It was like two separate movies. I don't know. I don't know. It just was not good. It was this girl, uh, well, woman, in a small town, started receiving pictures of dead women, and uh, so she went to the police, and the police thought it was just a hoax because I don't know, they didn't find the bodies, and she was the only one getting these photos, and so they thought it was some kind of art project or something, I guess. And so this photographer guy got word of it, and so he flew out with his crew of models, a couple of models, and um, oop, and his model girlfriend and his assistant, and they were going to do a photo shoot pretending to be dead bodies because he liked the concept. And ooh, look, I made a stack. And so then the assistant ran into the girl who's receiving the photos, and was had a little crush on her, and so the photographer invited her to a party, and she went to the party, and uh, and then when she went to get in her car, there was one of the photographs on her car when she got out. Ooh. and and then they asked her if she wanted to go back with them to uh, LA and be a model. And she was thinking of doing it. And they went to, I don't know if they went to a hotel. I know they talked about going to the guy's guest house. So I'm not exactly sure what they wound up doing. I missed that part there. But, and so they've got like one or two scenes with the killers, who practically have nothing to do with the movie. They uh, they had a girl in a cage, and they were feeding her cat food, and the one guy called her his kitty, and then they killed her. And he had a crush, I guess, on the, oh, there we go, on the woman from the grocery store, the one that the movie follows. And when she went with those guys to the hotel or whatever at the end, him and his killer partner followed him there and killed them all. I'm not sure if they killed the girl or not. I don't think they showed that. And then some other woman started receiving pictures of all the dead bodies with her sitting in the middle of them. Not the one receiving the pictures, but the woman that the story followed. And that was it. And I was like, I don't get it. This was... Oh, that's even better. Look at that. Oh, now I start getting nice ones. I still need a battery, though. I need to find a car in pieces here somewhere. Or not in pieces, but one that I can loot. Problem is I came through here before gathering gas, and I may have gone through all the... Hey, you know, that's not the button I pushed. Guess I didn't really need to do that, but I did. Oh yeah, daytime is 4 a.m. Not. I was thinking it was at 3. Is that a car? No, I think that's just a pile. It's a pile. Bloop, bloop. There's a car. I think this is too far gone to get any bits out of it, though, right? There's some more down the road here. Oh, I get parts out of it and gas, so that's at least halfway helpful. But yeah, it was so boring. I was like, nothing happened in this movie. They just sit around talking, and it's not even good dialogue. It's like, I don't know. Oh, well, these aren't good cars either. I don't know what the point of that movie was supposed to be. Was it like you should feel bad for being a model? Was that the goal? Was it people who get their pictures taken are shallow? I don't. I mean, that's what they were showing, I guess. They made a comment about models. The girl, or the woman that the show was about, she didn't think she wanted to go back with them to become a model because she couldn't imagine someone who makes money off of getting their picture taken. But she's pretty sure there was a word for that. And the guy with her's like, "Do you mean models?" She's like, "Yeah, I guess that's the word." That was it. That was like the whole. That was the theme of the whole thing right there, I guess. I don't know. There's a little bit of LA photographer and models coming into a small small eastern seaboard town kind of thing at one point where they're kind of sneering down at the tiny grocery store she works at, and I don't know. It was not good. It was not scary. It was not suspenseful. Their killers and people didn't interact enough to make it an actual any kind of story. It was weak. I expected better from Wes Craven. I also watched The Pretty Thing That Lives in the Walls. I think is what it was called. Something like that. That one I enjoyed. It wasn't amazing. I think I enjoyed the cadence of the dialogue was probably the best part of the movie. It was basically like a poetic story being read by the ghost about what happened to her. And to be honest, what happened to her was nothing. I guess I thought something was going to happen, and nothing really ever happened. But she just talked about how she died and how she's a ghost that lives in the house now because she died in the house. Did I get a battery or anything? No. I do have batteries. I really just need one good engine, or even one bad engine, because I can take an engine out of my generator. I think I've got some good ones in there, so I just need an engine. Provided I can find some cars that I could loot. I should probably keep pulling up tires when I see them too, in case I can get a really good set of tires. I don't know. I feel like movies lately are lackluster, and it's probably just me, but I don't know. There used to be more substance, I guess. The problem is, this is probably the real problem, is I've seen so many movies at this point that I've seen good movies, and most movies are okay movies. And it's pretty rare for a movie to be a good movie or a great movie. But I've seen good and great horror movies. And so I can't help but... Whoops. What is that? Herbal antibiotics. I don't think I've ever seen those before. So then I watch something and my brain's just, comparing it to what I think is a great horror movie. Uh, and most of the time they're not. In fact, most of the time they're terrible. Occasionally come across a good one though. I rather like that Pretty Things in the Wall movie. Like I said though, it was not scary, and it doesn't really turn out to be all that amazingly creepy or anything. It kind of reminded me of like an old Poe story, uh, only tamer. I guess spoilers. I want to. It's about this woman, right? She is super super afraid of everything, and she's a live-in nurse for this woman who's a writer, and the woman is. I did get a better set of tires there. I got so many tires, man. Uh, and she wrote. I don't know if she. I think she just wrote one book, and it was super bestseller and everything. And so she was too afraid to even read the book because she was afraid that the book would scare her. She wouldn't watch the movie based off the book because she was afraid that the movie would scare her. And so the old woman, she has dementia or something, and so she calls the nurse by the name of the character that's in her book. And she says the book is a true telling as told to her by the subject of the book. And so there's a little bit of that that runs through the movie, where they show clips of the ghost that lives in the house, who has almost no impact on the story, and so as it goes, she basically just freaks herself out, and then when she does see the ghost, she has a heart attack and dies. And so now she's the ghost that lives in the house. But it was really poetically written, the monologue that was going through the background of this movie. And so it was really nice. I wouldn't really call it a horror story, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it, a drama. But, yeah. I like my movies to be a little bit more hands-on horror. I like Hellraiser. That's that's one of my favorites. It's a little campy. It's got a pretty fun story. I don't know if I like the second one as much, but I think the third one or the fourth one is really good. Then it kind of goes junky after that. There's a couple of good ones in there though. You know, once a series gets to the point where they start making like number 7, usually they're just terrible, and so most of them are terrible after you get past the first 2 or 3. But there's a couple in there. I really like. Oh, what's that dude's name? Plays Angel in the old Buffy spin-off series. Angel. He's in Bones, I guess. I didn't really watch that one. But he's in one of the Hellraisers, if I remember correctly. And that one was really good, where he was trying to hunt down his wife's killer. If I remember how that... It's been a while since I've seen it. And I like that one a lot. Anyways... Uh, we got some D&D tonight. Once get finished with this, probably soon. I took me forever to get done with work today. It was close to 8 before I finished. I I don't know. My schedule is so messed up at the moment. I can't seem to get anything done outside of. You know what? You know what? It's because people keep intruding on my schedule. Uh, I so when seeing the Lost World. No, not Lost World. Jurassic Park. Whatever the new Jurassic Park movie's called. Jurassic Park, Lost World, Fallen Kingdom. I don't know the exact name of that thing. Oh man, I got too much stuff in my inventory. Okay, let's get all the gas. Oh, there's an engine. Gotta have that. What's that? Wheels I threw out. More gas. What do we get? We got a 131 engine. Alright, I'm going to take this 131 engine back to my base. Which I'm apparently not. Oh, wow. I guess I didn't realize I had headed south. Um, but, yeah, so we went and seen that, and my my family's crazy, and so um, I I usually take a nap on Sundays. We have family dinner together, and we wind up doing stuff early Sunday morning. And so while they're making dinner, I usually take a nap because I cannot bring myself to go to sleep at a decent hour. I don't know what it is. I can't. And so I often wind up staying awake and then only getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep before we do our Sunday morning family stuff, and then we have lunch together, but there's usually about an hour, 2 hour break in there while they're chatting and cooking, and I usually go take a nap. And so I'm taking a nap. And about 1 o'clock, I'm about 40 minutes into my nap, and which is really just the rest of my evening sleep. Um, and my nephew comes and knocks on my door, and he says something, but he's slurring, mumbling his words. He's not slurring his words, but he's mumbling his words. It's his mom and dad do the same thing. They start enunciating at the beginning of their sentence, and then they stop by they get to the end, and you can't understand what they're saying, and drives me crazy. And so they'll be like, they wanted to know what time you wanted dinner because if you want to go see, that's all you hear. I'm like, what? They wanted to know if you wanted to have dinner now and what? They want to know if you want dinner now or if you want it later, in case you want. Finally, he opens the door, and then I can understand what he's saying. But they do that. That's the way they talk all the time. Drives me crazy. And so they decided somehow. My sister decided that she didn't want to go see the movie, but the people who wanted to go see the movie needed someone to drive them to the movie, and so obviously that was me. And so I said, if she wants to go see the movie, then sure, we can eat now, and I'll go with you guys. That was my answer. Somehow that turned into, we have dinner, but I take them to the movie, which is not what I had thought I was agreeing to. And I didn't feel good. I had a terrible, weird sore throat, which I don't think I I can't recall last time I had a sore throat the way this sore throat felt. I feel great today, but the last couple of days it was bad. And so I didn't really want to do much of anything. And so we're sitting at dinner. Nobody's even confirmed to me whether or not this is happening because now was 40 minutes earlier. And my brother-in-law, he was at work, and so she said she was taking their van to him at work because he had to do something with their van, and he wouldn't have time to do it before the movie if he had to come back and get the van. And so she did that, and then she comes back, and then she starts telling them they have to get ready to go to the movie, but I haven't even been told what we're doing yet. And so I went and, I'm wearing a scruffy t-shirt, so I went and put on a nice t-shirt. And I went and I got in my car, and instead of getting their stuff to go, they just were all out, standing around, dancing around. And I'm sitting there waiting in my car, because they acted like we had to leave, and then they're not leaving. So they finally get in the car, and they got to put car seats in because I'm taking both the kids and one of the other people who lives in the house. And I get out on the road, and they're like, "So what are you going to do while we're watching the movie?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Well, we didn't think you wanted to watch the movie." And I'm like, "Well, I'm in the car, aren't I?" And they're like, "Yeah, but what are you going to do once we get there?" I'm like, "I'm going to go watch the movie." "Oh, well, we didn't realize you were going to go watch the movie." I'm like, "Well, why would I take you to a movie and not go myself?" "Well, I don't know. We had to get over there somehow." "If I wasn't going, why wouldn't your mom just take you and drop you off? In fact, why didn't she just go drop you off in the first place and then I could have stayed in bed?" But no, because I was given the understanding that we were all going until the last minute when she's like, "All right, so you guys are going to go to the movies and I'm going to stay here and I've got some stuff I want to do." I'm like, "Oh, that's what's going on. She wants them out of the house." And because for whatever reason she thinks it's okay to volunteer me to go, because obviously the movie I wanted to see was last week and nobody wanted to go then, but now a movie that I only sort of want to see, that I have to go to because yeah. So I went and seen that. All right. Oh, I don't have a great motor. Man, I'm going to have to get a better motor. Give me this motor. And so, I just like, this is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Why don't you just volunteer people? You didn't even ask me. And I get out on the road, right? And so they're saying that, and then I'm about 2 miles from the house at this point. I'm like, oh yeah, and a battery. I forgot to grab battery. I'm like, what movie theater is this movie at that we're supposed to meet your father at? Because nobody even told me where the movie was at. So that would be really helpful to know. Just saying. Hey. Get out of my house. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. Although I did see a trailer for a movie. It looks like it might be fun. I actually went ahead and got the books. Mortal Engine. Look like it might be fun. It's not going to be amazing, but it looks like it might be fun. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So click like if you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. We'll talk to you later.